show you some of these numbers. We'll bring more to you as the day goes on because we're kind of just loading them in at the moment and trying to get our heads around them. Lots of figures today from the government, but the one that we said we were always going to focus on a lot was this, growth. So this is gross domestic product, just how fast the economy is growing, national income. And last time around, and bear in mind, you know, this is before COVID really struck. So before the lockdown, about a year ago, a lot of us thought there was a problem coming, but the economic forecast didn't seem to bear it out. This is what the OBR was saying last time was going to happen, 1.1% growth in 2020. Well, let's just bring on the numbers we've had today to have a look at what's actually forecast this time around. It's a totally different world we're living in economically at the moment. 9.9% fall last year. It might get revised, but that's kind of where it is at the moment. And just look at the difference. So you have the economy starting to bounce back in the following years. And according to the OBR, you've got 4% growth there in the year we're in at the moment, 2021, a little bit weaker than previously expected the last time they looked at the numbers back in November. And then you've got 7.3% in 2022. And their point is that by midway through this year here, 2022, you're starting to see the economy getting back to where it was before the pandemic. But here's the thing that I think a lot of people will be focused on and perhaps a bit concerned about is the fact that these bars, they're a little bit taller than the ones that were forecast last March. But these bars, you know, they don't necessarily bespeak really strong long-term growth. 1.7%, 1.6%, you know, not that long ago, trend growth in the UK, so the kind of growth you would expect each year, all else being equal, was around 2 to 2.5%. So this is weaker than that in the long run. So people might be concerned, although you're seeing this, the biggest growth, that by my reckoning, by the way, is the biggest growth of any kind of year since 1941 in terms of annual growth rate. So a staggering number there, but the real story is, you know, what's happening in the future and what does this mean for the underlying state of the economy? And then there's also the fiscal position. So what does this mean for public finances? And it'll be a similar story you'll see here. Some numbers last time around that looked maybe plausible before coronavirus might have hit. So borrowing, the higher these bars are, the more the government is borrowing, I should say. So borrowing around 55 billion was the expectation last time. Let's just look at what happened when coronavirus struck. It's just extraordinary, isn't it? So those are the numbers we've got today for borrowing in this year that we're in at the moment, coming towards the end of it, £355 billion, then 234, so again, a lot higher than last time, and then coming down and down, but still 74 billion in 2025. So you're talking about a higher level of borrowing than was expected last time around. Not getting back to that level. Similar thing also for net debt. Basically, the public finances in a very different position to how they were before this budget. We'll bring you more details as we get them, including, as Sam was pointing out, that kind of allocation of where the money is being spent. We've got an exciting way of showing you that on this screen. We'll bring you more of that detail as the day unfolds.